This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Regina Lee.
Well, welcome everyone to today's Good Neighbor Podcast. And I'm excited to have a conversation this morning with Doug Daniel. He is the owner here in Charlotte of Crawl Space Ninja. Hi, Doug. Welcome to our show.
Hey, Regina. How are you?
I am doing well. So I'm excited to get to know you. I've heard of your brand. And tell us a little bit about yourself and what Crawl Space Ninja does.
Well, first, let me say thank you, Regina. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm honored to be asked. I'm a big fan of the podcast, and again, for me to have a chance to be on here is a good pinch me moment. So I'm having fun, and I appreciate you asking me to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Crawl Space Ninja has been around for 20 years. We're here in Charlotte and have been here since 2020, and my wife and I have a passion for trying to help with two missions, creating healthy homes for people and being able to protect everybody's probably biggest investment in your home. So we're excited to be here in Charlotte.
How did you get into this business? And tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, for sure. My wife and I, so the company's been around for 20 years, and I had been in a completely different career and had been looking for a new challenge. I'm one of those COVID guys, right? So COVID happened and it gave me an opportunity to retire early from the company I was with, which then gave me some flexibility about what I wanted to do next, which was great, right? It bought me some time to then be able to make some good decisions. Again, I've been looking for a new challenge anyway. And a friend introduced me to Michael Church. And Michael Church is who started Crawl Space Ninja, and has a real passion for which came through to me right away for talking to homeowners and trying to create healthy homes where you don't have mold or fungal growth under your home that's getting you sick. And that really resonated with me. And coincidentally, it was happening to me at a time where we had just moved into a new house, and the home had this horrible smell to it. And it even went beyond like a musty smell. And so it just kind of got my mind thinking, like, why does my house smell this way? What is going on? It did not uncover through the buying process that I had mold in the house. And so we were all sneezing. We were allergic to it. The house smelled terrible. So it was kind of like the perfect time for a friend to have introduced me to Michael Church. And so we met and we talked and we hit it off, and agreed that we had similar motivations in terms of opening up in Charlotte, and one thing led to another, and we decided to buy the franchise.
Well, having had a house with this issue in Charlotte, I know what a big deal it can be. And we didn't really know we had a problem. Do you find that that's the way it is for most homeowners?
Yeah, I think we're all like that, Regina. But because I can think of times in my life when I've lived in different homes, and I have allergies to pollen and ragweed and a lot of things like normal people do. And so you start sniffing and you chalk it up to, it's just that time of year, blah, blah, blah. But I think a lot of us don't really aren't aware of what's under there. And it's actually one of the things that motivated me and resonated with me with this kind of industry, because for some people, it's kind of like your car, right? I mean, you understand a little bit about your car, but you take it in and you really got to find a mechanic that you know and you trust to kind of tell you, hey, here's what's going on. Well, a lot of people don't open that door to their crawl space. So you really don't know what's going on into there until maybe you buy the house, you sell the house. And so being able to, kind of walk with people and educate them about, hey, it's important that your crawl space doesn't have this, or these things are making you sick, and you maybe don't know it. And that's one of the things I like so much about Michael Church, because Michael Church has a massive following. Crawl Space Ninja has a massive following nationally because he's got a great YouTube campaign. And the thing that I like so much about him is that they're very educational. The YouTube campaign that we have is not about selling somebody something. It's about educating you about, hey, you may be getting sick. Here's what's going on. Here's why that's happening. And that feels good to then be able to then educate people to your point of, hey, here's here's maybe what's happening under your house.
So that means like if we are suspicious and sneezing and sudden allergies and things like that, you guys could be the first person to call versus like, are you doing a mold test? Is that how it works?
Yeah, so a lot. So you can see mold. Some people do a mold test. We do not do that. There's some regulations in North Carolina about your ability to do both the remediation and testing. And so, we're on the remediation side of that. There's some great people that do test, but I think a lot of times, unless you just are very familiar with what's going on under your house, you're not really aware if it's there or not. But I think if you are one of those people that goes under your house and regularly can see, you probably see their standing water. You can see the mold on the floor joists or the subfloor. But again, a lot of times people are not aware of what's down there. They haven't gone there in a while. It's crazy. I talked to a lady last week, and she lived in the house for 20 years. We went out to her house. She had mold. It may be growing it'd probably been growing forever, but it's just one of those things. You just out of sight, out of mind. You see your countertops in your kitchen, and you're aware of if they have cracks in them, but it's just one of those things you just don't, think about all the time.
Yeah, and that's got to be a big thing in Charlotte with all of us. I would say most homes have crawl space.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, there's a lot of basements, but a lot of people move down here from the Northeast. There's a lot of basements up there, so I can't tell you. Every day I get these calls, and people say, "Hey, I'm from Pennsylvania area, and I'm new to crawl space. I didn't have any of those." And the conventional logic used to be that, hey, let's build a house and put these vents in, and that way we're promoting airflow under the house, and that it makes for a healthy home. But it's just not true. But because we live in an area of the country, it's so hot and so humid that you're just inviting all that hot, humid air under your house. Your ductwork start to sweat. You're adding moisture in the air. Moisture promotes mold growth. It's just a bad recipe that has a lot of people in a bad spot.
So it sounds like all this starts just with a simple phone call and, hey, could you come out and look at my crawl space and do an inspection?
It does, yeah. We offer free inspections, and one of the things, Regina, I think we do that's a little different from our competitors is we don't put any of our people on straight commission. So nothing against our competition; they're great, but we don't want anybody comes out to your house to have any incentive to tell you that you need something that you don't either ask for or really will help solve your problem. So yeah, we set up a free inspection. We come out there, we talk it out. First of all, from the initial call, I still receive all the calls as the owner. So everybody that we do business with, they have a relationship with me. They call me, we set the appointment. They have my personal number. But then, yeah, we go out, take a look at everything, and hopefully talk through what the solutions look like.
So as a consumer and you being in a very, very competitive industry, what should we look for? What kind of questions do we ask so that we know, a company like you is who we want to go with? Because I'm guessing we could call a handyman. There could be lots of different people that can say they can do it, but help me understand and our listeners understand the right questions to ask.
Yeah, it's a great point. My wife, Miranda, who, by the way, is the brains of the operation. She's 10 times smarter than but she and I talk all the time about how we want to create a company that is a company that we would be excited to have in our home. And, somebody that we would want to have come to our front porch and talk to us about helping us. And part of that is making sure that we have the right people. Everybody that works with us, they're all W-2 employees. They all have background checks. I see them every day. They're people that I wouldn't mind having in my home. But you find a lot of smaller companies, and again, nothing against everybody. There's some great competition out there, but little things like insurance, right? Something happens, and man, you got to do business with somebody that has insurance. Or I tell you, what drives me crazy is everybody drives up in their own white pickup truck. It's like, man, it's like. All our vehicles, they look professional. All our people look professional. They, again, have all been background checked. They're all people that you wouldn't have any problem coming out into your house. And again, that's the kind of company we want to be, a company that would treat people like the same way we would want to be treated.
I love that. So what are you most proud of now that you have started this business, and I can, see in your face, you're very happy and proud of what you do. But what is it you're proud of?
Yeah, it's two things, and for me, I was very fortunate and did very well in a past career, and very fortunate to be able to retire early from that. And nothing against that, but with Crawlspace Ninja, it's different for me for two reasons. Number one, we're actually helping people. I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, I can't tell you how that feels when I talk to somebody after we've been there, and they're, "Hey, I can breathe," or I'm not sneezing every day," or "Gosh, I'm going to stay in this house till uh, I'm bare." Some people said the other day, they'll have to carry me out of this house." But you create a space where they want to be there for a lot of years, and they're going to be healthy, and they're going to raise their families, and everybody in their family's not going to be sniffling and sick, and that to me that feels great. It's just I didn't have that in my last career, so that feels awesome. And the second thing is just being able to start something from scratch, with our operation here in Charlotte, and creating a culture where it's important how we all do. I'm at an age I don't want to work with people I don't like, right? I work with people that I like, that are good people, that when they buy a home for their family, or they take care of their family, they buy a car. I mean, that I have pride in that we've created something that is a great culture. We went to a 4-day work week recently. We preach work-life balance a lot. We preach family a lot. We preached, that nothing's more important than what you do when you go home, right? But you have to spend some time doing some stuff during the day to be able to go home and have the kind of home you want. But to create a culture where balance is important, and people are raising their families and taking care of their families, and we created an environment where people enjoy and look forward to coming to work and have fun with each other, and we work hard, and we try to be committed to what our goals are and what our core values are, and we try to preach that every day. So hopefully it's knock on wood, hopefully it's working.
Well, sounds like it. I hadn't considered the peace of mind that you give a homeowner when something so big is now under control, and can be so bad for you. I love that. Are there any misconceptions in your industry that you want to address?
Yeah, I think it's always hard for me, because I think there are some contractors that are out there, especially the home service, like mechanics. I used that example earlier, like mechanics. You have to trust somebody, right? Because you know a little bit about your car, but you don't know everything you need to know. So when something goes wrong, you really have to trust somebody that can come in there and help you. And so I hate that that's a part of our industry. Like the car business, sometimes I hate that, because sometimes it's challenging for a customer to understand that we're not like that. But that drives us really hard. That makes me want to work that much harder to prove to them that, hey, look, my wife and 4 kids, we're all from Charlotte. I'm going to run into you at a restaurant somewhere, and I don't want to have to run in the bathroom to hide because we were ashamed of the work that we did. We're part of this national brand. We're kind of the best of two worlds, right? We're part of this big national brand, and have lots of backing behind us because of it. But we're local Charlotteans. We're just people from here. And my kids go to school here. We go out to eat. We go to all the Panther games, and we love the Checkers. We're a sponsor of the Charlotte Checkers. We love hockey. So yeah, I think for me, that's been a hard thing but it makes me want to work that much harder to prove that, we're good, honest people, and we want to take care of you and want to do the right thing.
That's amazing. I noticed on your website, you have 100% satisfaction guarantee, and you also offer financing options, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, we do. I tell our people all the time, look, we're going to make mistakes. I tell them, look, I'll probably make 1,000 mistakes a day. I'm just trying to make them once. But every job doesn't go perfect, and so it's how we react to those jobs that don't go perfect that set us apart, in my opinion. And so, yeah, satisfaction is guaranteed for sure. And the financing thing, thanks for mentioning that. We have a brand new financial partner as of like the past 6 months, and boy, it's just been a game changer. It's been great. This stuff gets to be pricey. It's always more expensive than you think it is. And our business, like everybody's, is time and materials. So, but that stuff adds up, especially these days. The cost of materials have gone up on our end. But our new financing partner offers 12 months, 0% interest financing. And it's been great. I can't tell you how many customers I've talked to that have said that process has gone so smoothly. It's easy. We can get people approved really, really quickly, and they've just been great to work with. And again, 12 months, 0% interest is pretty big impact.
That's amazing. Doug, you're running a beautiful business, I can tell, and you got your heart and soul into it, you and your wife. So congratulations.
Well, it's very kind of you to say that. I feel like we do things a little different. So we want to take an industry that's doing just fine. They're doing just fine without us, right? But we want to take an industry and a piece of the industry that we know well and try to make an impact with that.
So how do our listeners find you?
Yeah. So, when I first heard the name Crawl Space Ninja, I thought, well, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard of. But the longer I'm in it, I love it. There's beauty in that. It says exactly what we do, which is crawl space work. And then you got this ninja thing added in there, which is just weird enough that you might remember that. So our website is crawlspaceninja.com. And our phone number is 980-228-1840. And if you call, again, the guarantee is you always get me. I'm the guy that answers the phone. So we start to have a relationship. I find out what's going on with your home, and then we send somebody out to take a look.
Amazing. Well, it's been a pleasure, Doug, to get to know you. We'll have to chat about your time in Charlotte. I've been here a long time as well. So thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Well, you're very kind, Regina. Again, I'm a big fan of the podcast and incredibly honored to be asked. So thank you very much.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpsouthcharlotte.com. That's gnpsouthcharlotte.com or call 980-351-5719.